Hi, it's Rebecca. I eat books. I am at my desk in my home doing a little work. Today is Wednesday, July 7th? 6th. I've been home from my trip for a few days now, back at work. Yesterday, I went into work in the office. Today, I'm back here at home. I thought I'd record a little vlog this week as I get back to figuring out my life. That sounds fun for everyone, right? In my last video, I talked about what I read on my trip, and then I also showed my book mail that I received from publishers, which is all right here. Thought I would do a vlog this week where I read a couple of the books that were sent to me, do like a new releases themed vlog. I don't know what I want to start with. Either maybe Delphi or Diary of a Film. They both look so good. This one came out in May, and this one comes out in August. Maybe during my lunch break later, pick one of these up and read a few pages and decide which one I want to start with. Yeah, just chugging along. My garden needs a lot of love, a lot of weeding, but my hydrangeas are looking really nice. That's it. I'll start one of these books and I'll talk to you later. Hello. It is Wednesday afternoon. I'm in a break between some meetings. My friend Maggie gave birth while I was away on my trip to what could possibly be the world's cutest child. So I'm making her dinner. I'm gonna go over there tonight, force her to let me hold said sweet, adorable child. So I'm working on this a little bit now while I have a break. I started Delphi. Someone tell me, Delphi or Delphi? I just lost my place. Great. I like it. I like it a lot. You can tell this is a very new book. Delphi is a story from ancient Greek mythology about prophecy, telling the future. Supposedly, Zeus sent eagles into the sky from all the cardinal directions, and they met over this one spot that was proclaimed the center of the world. And on this mountain, Apollo prophesied, told the future. And the theme seems to be about knowing what's coming. And you guessed it, it's a COVID book. A book about COVID. Remember when COVID started and every email you got in your inbox was like, in these unprecedented times, this unforeseen, once in a lifetime pandemic. This book is taking the literally ancient desire to know the future, to know what's coming, and using that as a lens through which to look at the COVID pandemic. I love that. That's great. Our narrator is an academic who is writing or researching at the time that the pandemic hits a book on this idea of prophecy and telling the future. She is based in the UK. She has a son and a husband. They're planning a trip for her research. The best thing about this book is the really strong voice of the narrator. A remained female narrator, a smart, thinky woman. Shocking. She is a classicist. She says that when COVID hits, one of her first thoughts is, now I won't be able to travel to Delphi. The voice is so good. Her references ring very true to me of a 30-something woman who is mentioning reality television, but also she's an academic in the classics, so she's talking about Greek mythology and referencing in the same sentence both of those things, or obscure languages. She is a polyglot. She knows lots of languages, so she'll say there's a word in German for this. She seems pretty tired and pretty frustrated. Her 10-year-old son seems like a real dick, as you know, pre-teenagers can be, I guess. I don't know if he's like an exceptionally dickish. It does read a little bit like Weather by Jenny Awful, but about COVID instead of the climate. It's good. I'm liking it. I'm gonna do some Wikipediaing of all the Greek references while I'm reading it. Both the author and the narrator seem to be scholars of Anne Carson, which makes sense. Overt and sort of winky smiley references to her, which I really like. There's a part where she is talking about the myth of Delphi. So right in the very first chapter, there was this goat that was sacrificed on the mountain. She describes the goat as limbs loosened, which is such a memorable turn of phrase that Anne Carson used in Eros the Bittersweet. I love that. I'm gonna finish making dinner for Maggie and husband and baby. Baby's probably not gonna eat pasta salad, but secondhand she will. I am going to go back to work, finish out my meetings for the day, and then I'm gonna go over to Maggie's and deliver this food. Hopefully I will get to keep reading this book. Bye. All right, work break well spent. Got a little tortellini pasta salad. Delicious, nutritious. Prepped some garlic bread, just needs to go in the broiler. I will cut up this fine, beautiful thing before I leave this afternoon. Yay, now I need to go back to work, finish my work day. Bye. Hi, I just got home, pulled in the driveway from dropping dinner off at Maggie's. It was so nice. She set up a cute little picnic for us in our yard, and I got to meet the sweetest little baby. So it was great. And now I'm gonna go inside and eat some dinner and read Delphi. I'll report back in the morning. Hello, good morning. It is Thursday morning. I just got back from the gym. It is time for more coffee. I read about half of Delphi so far. It's impossible to read this book and not compare it to Jenny Awful, specifically Weather. I said it yesterday, it's the COVID version of that book. I stand by it. It's very fragmented in the Jenny Awful way, full of dread, obsessed with the current reality and the looming future. It's written in that first person way that just is oppressive. I make dinner. I pick up the kid. I yell at the kid for his iPad usage. Very COVID-y, very Donald Trump, very Boris Johnson. So, is it derivative? Has it been done? Yeah. Is that taking away from my enjoyment at all? Not really. I'm enjoying it. It's a quick little read. I'm probably gonna finish it today or tomorrow. That's my update. I'm gonna drink some coffee. I'm gonna go to work. I'll see you this afternoon. Hello. I'm getting ready to bike downtown to go meet my friend Alex. We're gonna have a drink and go to an anniversary party for a zine out of New Haven, Kinetic Cunt magazine. I have my cunt bracelet on. I'm wearing lip gloss. Who is she trying to fool? I have no updates about Delphi, but I did want to say that I posted the other day that I read my first Edna O'Brien, The High Road, and I loved it. Final scene is like, my friend Jamie responded that in the New Yorker Fiction podcast, which I love, but I missed in June while I was traveling, Rachel Kushner, who I also love, whose voice I really love, read an Edna O'Brien story. So I listened to that today while I was walking the dog and making dinner and stuff. It was really good and really brutal. It's about a young girl in Ireland whose life just sort of sucks because men sort of suck. This was her first short story published in the New Yorker, and apparently it was published like 2 months after she left her husband, which I think is an interesting little tidbit. So that's a highly recommend. I'm gonna go get on my bicycle. Oh, it's Thursday evening. Did I say that? You probably figured it out. Hello. It is Friday afternoon. I had the best time last night with my friend Alex. Now I'm headed out to go donate some blood at the Red Cross. Cross your fingers for me that I don't pass out. I've got like 40 pages left in Delphi. I'm gonna bring it with me. I'm gonna finish it today and then I'm gonna report back. In addition to the Jenny Awful vibes it's giving me, it's also very Sheila Heti motherhoody. She is pulling tarot cards and conferring with the I Ching in a way that is reminiscent of the coin tossing in motherhood, you know? I'm gonna go finish it and report back. And then I'm gonna pick a new one to start. I love you.
Get a break without the year. You ever get dizzy or anything after you don't eat?
Hello. It is Friday evening. I'm out for a walk with Hushpuppy, and I finished Delphi. I stand by what I said earlier that the best part about the book is the voice of the protagonist. I really appreciate her as a character, very well developed. It is a book where nothing happens, which I love. A thinky woman where nothing happens. It's a me book. It does become a little bit of like a list of all the things that happened in the year 2020 and 2021. Trump has COVID. January 6th happened. The things in the UK politics. Every current event that happened is listed and you're reminded of, and I'm not sure I need to relive a lot of those, you know? The other thing I wanted to say was that I'm schwitzing. I think that sometimes it's difficult when you're writing one of these books where nothing happens to finish it. Like when you have a traditional plot structure, right? You have the climax and then the resolution and then it's over. It's much more tricky to put an end to a book where nothing happens. So it feels like the author felt some pressure to like have one big dramatic event at the end of the book. I'm curious to see what other people think about that. Also, I was talking to my friend Lindsay about it, and I was saying how in some ways she's sort of doing Jenny Awful or she's doing Sheila Heti. And Lindsay was like, yeah, but Jenny Awful is doing someone else. Not word for word, right? But that's what the art of literature is, referential to influences. That's why writers read. And that's sort of the fun of it, to develop your understanding of your canon, all of these pieces and how they reference each other and how they build on each other, which is true. Being referential or derivative is not necessarily a bad thing. In some ways, it's just part of the deal. So those are my thoughts on Delphi. Friday night. Tonight I'm going to start Diary of a Film and have a chill night in. Tomorrow I'm gonna go to the farmer's market. I'm going to go out for lobsters with a bunch of friends. It's like a really fun casual BYOB place, so I'm gonna make some side dishes to bring. It's like an outdoor picnicky thing, and then they bring you lobsters and you sit on tree trunks and it's really fun. Those are the plans for tomorrow. I'll check in once I've started Diary of a Film tomorrow and report back. Shabbat Shalom. Good morning. It is Saturday morning. Here comes Hushpuppy. He needs a walk. You want to say hi? You're pretty heavy. I'm about to walk him and then go to the farmer's market. Saturday morning at home, baby. Started Diary of a Film. Let's talk about it. First of all, look at this. No paragraph breaks. Someone is a Cormac McCarthy fan. The narrator, the voice, is a male director who appears to have some notoriety, some success. He's just finished a film and he's about to debut it at a film festival in Italy. The book starts with him arriving in Italy, walking around alone, having a coffee, being really in his head about his art. And that wasn't my favorite. Perhaps I'm just bristling a little bit at being in a male voice, especially like a male artist voice. It's like very self-concerned, you know? But that's okay. I am adjusting. I'm a big girl. Then he goes to this cafe, he's sitting having a espresso, and he meets a woman. They start talking and they hit it off. Now they're walking through the city together and she's from there and she's talking about her history. He is somewhat rapt. He is enamored, it appears. I'm not sure that his feelings towards this woman are necessarily romantic, so much as perhaps artistic. That's where I am. Walk in farmer's market time. Talk to you later. I'll pick out a pastry at the market for you.
And then, because like, I needed something else.
Come over here.
Hello, I'm back from the farmer's market. I also went to the grocery store because we're going out tonight with a couple couples. This like picnicky place with lobsters, and I'll make some sides. So I got some stuff to do that. But now I'm in the backyard and I'm going to do some gardening. Some much needed gardening. My raised bed over here, I'm almost embarrassed to show you, but I will, is a disaster. From being away, I ripped up what I could salvage from the carrots that I planted before we left, but they didn't grow very big because weeds took over and I wasn't here to weed. So I'm gonna rip up everything in this bed, get my wheelbarrow out, get new compost from my compost bin, pour it in here, and then I'll do some late summer seeds, probably like broccoli, beets, more carrots, cabbage, stuff like that. That's the plan for this afternoon, and then I'll make those salads and go out to dinner with my friends. And I'll read at some point. I'm sweaty, I'm muddy, but we did it. We got new seeds in, compost, weeded. Yeah.
Are the dressings in something? And this wine here?
Yeah.
You have an opener?
Will you give us a tour of what we're bringing to the picnic?
Wine that with a name I don't care to try to pronounce.
Perfect.
Some IPAs, which I've never tried before. I was sold by the local sourcing and bright juicy hops. And a couple of salads.
You're a lot more specific about the beverages than you were about the salads.
That's true, yeah. Well, they're all of our specialties.
I made a cucumber avocado situation. The dressing's in there. And I made like a white bean escarole parmesan salty capery situation.
That's good. And restaurant week, I never really got that.
Yeah.
Oh, so sad.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
We just need to print it, and I'm like trying to decide how long to wait because I want to give people enough heads up to plan for it, but not announce it too early so that people are like, it's too far away.
Good morning. It is Sunday. We're going to the beach. Can you tell? We're gonna go spend the afternoon on the beach. And I'm gonna try to finish Diary of a Film. I'm like a little less than halfway through. We have our narrator. He is a director of a film that is premiering at this film festival somewhere in Italy. Our supporting characters are the two actors who star in the film, as well as a woman he meets. I believe her name is Cosima. He meets her at a cafe. He's very intrigued by her. He has his production assistant deliver her novels to his hotel room. He reads them in one sitting and he is enamored with her writing and he can't get enough of her. When I started it, I was thinking that I was having a hard time with the voice because perhaps I'm not used to a male voice or a male perspective, but I actually think I've decided that you're just supposed to hate him. He's just kind of a dick, temperamental artist who takes himself seriously. He has a husband and kids at home and he blows them off and he avoids them when he's working and he interrupts his female production assistant when she's talking and he's just kind of a jerk. I've decided you're not supposed to sympathize with him and that's how you're supposed to read the book. So that's my decision. Still no paragraph breaks. I'm gonna try to finish it today without getting eaten by a shark.
Hi. It's Monday evening. It's Monday, a little after 5. I'm done with work for the day. I just made dinner for another friend who had a baby. Not the same friend as last time. Different friend, but they have the same due date. Isn't that weird? I made chicken tikka, just some basmati, and a little raita. I'm gonna pack that up and label it for my friend Olga right now. Carry that over to her. But I have an exciting update, which is that I finished Diary of a Film. Last time I checked in with you about the book, I was talking about how I didn't like our narrator at all. He was just so full of himself, his filmmaking and his art. The book is what I would call overwritten. It has pretty pretentious language. I think that's all part of the shtick about him being this like highfalutin, full of himself artiste who takes himself way too seriously, is that he uses this ridiculous language. And like I said, there's no paragraph breaks or punctuation. I mean, there's periods, but nothing else. It's meant to be annoying and overwritten. I get it. That's the point. I mentioned before about the premise that we have this artist, this director, and he is at the premiere of his newest masterpiece in some unnamed Italian city. He becomes enamored of this woman who has previously written a book about her partner who was a graffiti artist. He's decided, he stays up all night reading the book, and he's decided that he is going to adapt that for his next film. And he hasn't told her this yet, but after his newest film premieres, he invites her to the premiere and then he takes her for a walk to tell her. And she just fucking rips him a new one. It's amazing. She's like, you're an asshole. You're a thief. You think you can steal people's stories. You have no respect for other people's lives or truths or art. All you care about is your art, and you will do anything to anyone to make your art the way you want to make it. And this was incredibly vindicating for me. It's weird that as a reader, I didn't trust myself at first about my take on this narrator. I felt this annoyance with him, and I assumed this was some sort of fault in me as a reader because I just hate all male narrators. It turns out that was really the premise of the whole book, how fucking terrible he is. But I just am so inexperienced at reading male writers and male narrators that I just assumed it was a fault of my own. It's interesting. I think that's something that you're like aren't as used to picking up on the certain cues when you step outside of what you normally read. Interesting for me to think about. Anyway, ultimately, this book was about the loneliness that can come from being an artist, especially when you sacrifice your relationships with other people, you sacrifice treating other people well in order to make the art that you want to make. And he watched, other people around him have relationships, like the two actors in his film have this really sweet relationship that he is outside of because of his role and the way that he prioritizes his work. They don't even call him by his name. They call him the maestro the whole book, which I think goes to show like his identity is his art, is being the master of his craft. That is his identity, and that is what comes first. I also don't think it's a coincidence that this woman he wants to adapt the book from, the love of her life, was also an artist, right? But he was committed to her. His art was never discovered or made super famous. Our maestro has chosen fame and successful art world over successful relationships. That's my take on this book. It was interesting to read this book in the same week as this book. This is an incredibly place-based, timely, current event, we are in it book. Watching the news, cleaning our mail, ordering our groceries delivered. We are in quarantine. Everything is so specifically right here, right now. And this book is like unnamed place, unnamed time, doesn't matter. It's just about art, which is this eternal question. The eternal question of how does one make art? The artist alone on a pedestal, I get it. See how lonely it is up there? It is funny that we have like Greek covers on both of these books. Is this a trend? 2 books with flowy togas. Okay, that was my week of reading ARCs that were kindly sent to me. Again, this one was sent to me by Avid Reader Press. Comes out in August. This one came out at the end of May, published by Deep Vellum, and I enjoyed both of them, and I really hope you enjoyed hanging out with me this week. I love you, nerds.